safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad, right. I don't wanna be tired, feels like it's my time. I don't need you now. Don't you waste your time. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm letting loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down, I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom, 'cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it. No problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it. No problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. off the counter. Commuting to the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for away. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. You're saying it'll all be fine. Why you sit around and waste your time? Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Certainly done you good. You look like a child. Well, thank you very much, Johnson. I've been very lucky down here. Feeling better than I did up north.
Collars itching, face is twitching. Another cup of Joe and I'm fine. Come 5, I can burn a fresh time. Lifting up the burdens, putting weight on my mind. Bet if I didn't chase that and embrace distractions, master my lack of faith and break through. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. You're saying it'll all be fine. Why you sit around and waste your time? Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive. I'm holding out as I fight. I feel my colors wash away. Been finding my ground in the light of the hours I can claim. 'Cause in time I restore my complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. You're saying it'll all be fine. Why you sit around and waste your time? Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night. My old life ain't
I
staying.
pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA. Headed on my way. I'm headed on my way to LA. Headed on my way soon.
Couple thousand miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no
2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Here on overload, all my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new, yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. How, let the future escape.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another day of ECL Season 49 South American action. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the mic. Boggs, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic, Nate. It's always a good time to be here with some ECL action. Always a good time to be casting games with you. And I'm excited to see what Crew can do after yesterday. A bit of a stumble against Fluxo. In fact, I would say a large stumble against Fluxo. Maybe a chance for redemption against a team in Red Canids who have not exactly been at the top of their game as of late.
Yep, Crew taking a bit of a stumble yesterday. You had that game with Fi. I was having technical issues. Thankfully, today is not the very same issue. This is the only broadcast we have for South America tonight. And of course, as you mentioned, Crew not looking too hot. Neither are Red Canids, who of course had a double header tonight. They just finished their game versus Swingers, or their set of games, I should say. And they split the best of ones, winning Nuke 13-6 and losing Train 9-13, which is potentially something that could tilt them heading into this set of best of ones versus Crew.
And looking at the standings as well, Swingers just above Crew in that 7th place spot at 8-8, but Swingers do have 4 maps in hand. Crew 8-12 coming towards the end of their tournament. Meanwhile, Red Canids 14 games played, 9-5 record, above Yawara and Swingers by a hair. Need to get these 2 best of ones, tie up solid, and then look towards a spot in the top 4. Again, playoffs, a gauntlet. You want to make it into that top 4 so you don't have to worry about getting eliminated after losing 1 best of 3. Fluxo and Audic pretty much have those top 2 spots locked down, so you're going to try and take out Sharks or Solid if you're Red Canids, and both those 2 teams have been having decent seasons too.
Yes, they have. I think it's the top 6 seeds stay in the upper bracket because those top 2 get to start in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's different for South America, but at least for North America.
Right. Yeah.
It's very complicated. We've talked about it time and time again, and as we get closer to playoffs, we'll be sure to mention it more and more often. But, yeah, Red Canids really do have an opportunity with a match against what could be considered a slightly weaker opponent to really make up lost ground and further cement themselves in that top 6 seeding, which would give them a start in the upper bracket. Very critical for a team of this kind of pedigree with the players on this roster. Really having a strong showing, I think, is a must-have going into playoffs.
Oh, yeah, and when you mention players of pedigree, you have a major on here, you have a couple major finals as well, and then you have Drop and Venom Zeta. I mean, Drop and Venom Zeta are not bad players by any means. In fact, they might be a little bit better individually consistently than some, say, guys like Cold Zera or Henny, but you still have Phelps, who's been playing very well individually, and he's going to be our Kidia player to watch as well. Look at his numbers in the last 3 months. Stellar stuff from him. That impact rating is obscene. But, of course, you got to have the young gun step it up, too. It can't just be a one-man team.
That's the thing also that's very interesting to me. The one stat that I always write down that's not on this graphic is cast. You know, it's your percentage of assists, trades, kills, etc. in rounds. And Phelps is the highest individual performer in terms of rating, impact, ADR, but he also has the lowest cast of anyone on his team. And as you mentioned, a one-man army is definitely how he plays because he gets kills in streaks, he gets kills alone, and that means that he's not often traded or getting assists. So it's a very interesting stat line in that respect for Phelps. We'll see if he comes out the gate swinging or if he is going to be shut down, because if that is the case, then we need Drop, Venom Zera, Cold, Henny to really hit their shots. Now, on to our first map of the evening. You can see it on the fly through. I think at this point everybody knows what it is. It is going to be Nuke. Here are the bans if you are so interested. Inferno taken out by Crew, Dust 2 Mirage by Red Canids, Train Ancient by Crew, and Anubis is eliminated last by Red Canids, who want to start this off on Nuke. Now, of course, they have a very solid record, 8-4, not flawless, but still, I would say far more convincing than their opponents.
Yeah, a couple wins against 9Zs, nothing to slouch at if you are Red Canids, so that's a good look for them. Meanwhile, Crew, a 13-5 loss yesterday against Fluxo on this very map, and they got bullied, Nate. Fluxo just ran rampant on them. Everybody was just kind of doing things. Zevi top frag, but he wasn't really even opping. Got an ace on back silo on the pistol round, and they never looked back. So we'll see if Crew are able to fix a lot of the mistakes they had in that map in this one tonight. Because yesterday, it was not good at all. Tons of mistakes, spacing mistakes, trading mistakes, movement mistakes, nade mistakes. It was just one after another, and the snowball did not stop until the end of that map.
No, it didn't, but both these teams are salaried, and that means they are full-time pretty much. So, Crew theoretically had the time after yesterday and going into this today to prep and to learn what issues they had on this map. Whereas Red Canids, as I mentioned, just came off playing a different ECL match versus Swingers. We'll have to see if Crew had done the necessary preparation that you would have expected them to do after yesterday's loss, and we'll have to see if Red Canids are potentially feeling the fatigue following that. It wasn't super long, but still, it seemed like a really, really long-winded train at the very least in their prior match.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day for the Red Canids. I mean, you have 2 best of 1s and then 2 more best of 1s. That is essentially playing 2 best of 3s at N2-0. So it's not going to be a short day for them. It's quite a long day, so they'll have to buckle in and test that stamina. Meanwhile, Crew come in fresh with a little bit to prove, wanting to remain in that top 10 and make it into playoffs, and we'll see if they're going to be able to accomplish that. But it also does require beating teams like the Red Canids, like Fluke, so being able to take at least one map like we saw Chicken Coop against NRG North America last night. The underdog has to be able to take a map to remain in contention for playoffs, and right now, what I saw from Crew yesterday does not necessarily inspire confidence, and I'm hoping they can have a better performance tonight. They are making a change. No Ataraxia tonight, Nate. They will be playing with Andrew instead. A complete question mark from my point of view.
Same to me. I think we had like 5 minutes of prep with that information, and I didn't even try to look him up, I'll be honest. So that's kind of very much a question mark. Not even kind of a question mark. We'll have to see if he slots in well. I don't know if it's the coach. I don't know if it's an analyst. I don't know if it's just a random sub that they chose to list at the start of the season. I'm interested to see how this player will slot in and if it will help or hinder Crew. Of course, maybe it could remediate some of the issues they had yesterday in their match on this very same map. Only time will tell, but I'm hoping for an exciting one again, given Red Canids being tired and given Crew having time to tighten things up.
Another interesting note, Ataraxia is the one guy on this lineup who has a KD above 1 on this roster. In the last 3 months. He's also their opper, and he's decent. I'm not going to say he's a superstar necessarily, but he's good. He's not going to be a guy you're going to slouch at. You're not going to just overlook him completely. So right now, as far as I'm concerned, they're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. And yeah, their coach is Locomotion, so I'm not sure who Andrew is, and we'll see exactly how that'll happen when it gets into this action. But Ataraxia was pretty critical for Red Canids on Mirage in particular, where they got 9 rounds against Fluxo, so I am kind of concerned for Crew in that regard as well. Not only do they have to fix a big stumble from yesterday and a pretty hefty defeat, they have to find a way to slot in a new player on top of it all.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult now. If there's one thing Crew have to kind of comfort them, it's not necessarily this game, it's the fact that there's such a great disparity between teams in ECL South America this season. I think there's, 4 teams that were disqualified or eliminated, and then the next 4 teams are leagues behind their opponents. So Crew should at the very least cinch playoffs, whether it be starting in the lower bracket. Right now it looks like that will be the case. So if they want to play the long game, if they want to focus on preparing for playoffs, they can most certainly do that, and they do at least have that as a saving grace given their difficult battles over the last couple days.
So Nate, I have an update. Former Crew member last played versus Vikings on September the 7th of 2024.
That's like 7 months ago.
Correct.
That is Andrew?
That is Andrew.
Now here's the next question. Did he do good?
18 and 27 in that best of 3. 51.6 ADR, 58.8 cast, 0.63 rating.
That makes me think we have a support player coming in.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
Because the main thing that crew lack is firepower. The individuals really don't pop off. You have Riki doing okay. You had Ataraxia on the op doing fine, but everybody else
Laser
really
did
does.
good yesterday.
Okay, Laser did do good yesterday, but historically, he has struggled individually, as has Reversive and Honda.
Yeah, so it's going to be a concerning look for crew heading into this one. But folks, looks like we're still missing a player, so we're going to go to a break here, and hopefully it won't be too long. The player hopefully will join quickly, and we'll get into Nuke. But don't go anywhere. We'll have this one kicking off in just a bit.
You're the one that gets slided. You say I don't make time for anyone. And your eyes, my mind is occupied. It's hard to vent. I understand. Have you ever loved someone but known that there was more? I don't wanna be tired. Safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground. So I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad. I don't wanna be tired. Feels like it's my time. I don't need you now. Don't you waste your time.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do.
And we are into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Just a brief break, but here we are at long last. Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the mic, and it looks like an aggressive play, perhaps from crew. As they pop open the door, but they're actually not committing out hut quickly. Reversive finds the opening. That should be the signal, however. Reversive a second on the entry, and that is the site cracked open. A player Heaven can harass, and a player spamming the smoke could do something, but the bullets simply don't land for Red Canids, who are now locked out of the site and have a very difficult proposition ahead of them. I don't see a kit on the belts. I'm not sure if one has been dropped. If there's no kit, this round is all but guaranteed a loss.
even with that kill, it makes it that much more so a loss for Red Canids. A couple good quick entries by the veteran in-game leader for Crew, and that just spirals out of control in favor of Crew and against the Red Canids. Rigi takes a little bit of damage on the exit, but it's just going to be a save of coldzera's armor at this point if he's going to be allowed to. And he's going to get backstabbed here. Does get one. Honda goes down with the ship. Cold will presumably save. I know that bomb did do some damage to the armor, so I don't think he's going to have a helmet, but at least a vest is going to be better than having to spend 650 on it for what should be a 4 spy here in this round. Because Red Canids got only those couple of kills. It's not great. It's not good economy-wise for the CT side. Whether they buy or they save, yeah, I like the buy call here. Get the FAMAS up. It's only 1900 now. I like this call.
The smart call when you know it's a utility-intensive map. You have to really bide your time. You might as well force buy in the second to ensure a better buy in the fourth. Math was hard there for a second.
Math is very hard. This is why I choose not to take math in college.
There. Back 10, Galils, and AKs. Leave one SMG in hand for Crew. Scout, MP9, FAMAS, Deagle, and 5.7 for Red Canids, who don't have a kit once more.
I'm not sure how I feel about Cold's position in Pen with the FAMAS. If it's an MP9, I feel like that makes more sense.
Okay.
Wow.
It was a setup for a fake. He should get the free kill swinging and line them up perhaps at range, but a flying MAC-10 simply does him in with next to no impact. That scout shot does 7 damage. I think it was through the door and the wall.
Or the floor and the door.
Yeah, probably more likely, honestly.
Some combination that just does nothing. Bye-bye Scout. And did Venom Zeta get spotted?
It's a player in CT spawn too. They're just saving.
Yeah, Drop's just saving. And Venom Zeta is just trying to work his way around and saving. Knows there's a guy out box, and that's an easy duel for Honda to win. Drop's going to get hunted as well. At least one for him. AK, but there's 3 converging on his position. Messy spray for the second. And there's no way he gets out of this one. Deagle through the box from Rigi. And Crew, 2-0 up on Red Canids here on the T side of Nuke. Good start for them. Good start individually, too. Everybody but Lasers had impact in this game. So, oh, and Andrew, but I mean, when you have Reversive, Honda, and Rigi hitting shots like they have been, and the Flying MAC-10 to start off that round, you're doing good for a couple rounds in.
Still a little bit worried. They're spreading out a lot with rifles versus a 4 spy. No real opportunity for trades. That player lurking into CT spawn got the timing on the 5.7. But that could definitely go awry if it happens earlier in the round and the advantage is given the team on a compromised investment. But I'm sure they won't play as freely when the rifles come through. But this round should be a free one. P250s and a USP. No utility, no Kevlar, no kit. The Red Canids are going to try to play the close angles in hopes that someone walks into their crosshair and they can get a quick double tap with those pistols.
Crew grouped up, not wanting to get caught up by the Red Canids on this pistol round. Not even half by, just baby investment here. P250s. Doesn't quite have the same ring. P250 co. But maybe you just call it 450.
450's not bad. Spam from the pistols is deceptively good, though. 3 go down. No kills yet for Red Canids, but Reversive and Rigi are both around 15 HP. Venom Zera now the last alive. Maybe he can get a parting gift onto Reversive, but he's actually tucking in. Venom Zera just missing the mark on the laser. There's that parting gift I mentioned. There he goes. Got 2 flares. No chance. He had 2 HP. Couldn't even survive. back of ramp, I don't believe.
I don't think so. I think he's done. Unless he gets to CT spawn. And that's not happening.
No, way too far. Even if he could run it with no one being in the way on the fastest route, he would not survive, I don't think. So, Crew get their expected 3-0 start after the failure of that force buy. And now we get into the meat and potatoes of this first half. Red Canids bring out the rifles, full M4s, barring the op for Henny. Good enough utility, not flawless, but good enough. One kit in play, it is on Henny as well. And Crew go for a bit of a bonus, investing one rifle to recoup the loss from the round prior, and still keeping that Galil in Andrew's hands. This is where Red Canids need to put their foot down, or things might slide out of control quickly.
Spam from Riggy, can't quite get the opener. Drop's going to be tested here at ramp as 4 players ready to engage. Drop, mouse 1 down, 1 and 2, gets all 3, still a chance for 4, running out of ammunition and health points too. Andrew's going to try and take him down, knows where he is, but now help has arrived, no bomb recovered, clutch Molotov in. Flashbang gets miffed a little bit, so does the Molotov, and Drop gets quad from just that little box angle. Doesn't even move from it, Nate. Takes down the first 2, then gets 2 1v1s at the end. Not an easy 4K, but he made it look just that.
3 kills with 1 magazine. Definitely impressive. He could have gotten the 4th as well, but he played it safe. Thanks for that support. Crew humbled very quickly once the rifles come into play. That was a flawless victory for the defense. And Crew's economy that you would have thought might be built up a little bit more is actually quite humble. Andrew is going to be the opper. There's a MAC-10 for reversive, a Galil for Honda. There are gaps that Red Canids can't exploit, not to mention the lack of utility.
Crew going back at it. Not going to face Henny, though, and that's a good idea. Don't want to give Henny anything to get him kickstarted. Drop's getting face down low, and he somehow still escapes with a kill. Riggy tries to peek behind that smoke, and Drop takes him down. Coldzera gets one onto Honda. In the meantime, Reversive spams away through the smoke. And ships in the night happen out towards Mini. Another casualty for Crew, but Henny is caught by Andrew, who's going back for more. Trying to have some good impact here in this round. No HE to take out Drop, but he doesn't know that, so he'll back away, make sure he stays alive, maintaining the 2-man advantage. Gets help from Phelps. Now the op of Andrew, last one standing, hiding in Africa, spots out one, but it's just to try and stay alive now.
20 seconds left into flank. There should be no way he survives unless he gets to secret very quickly. Don't think Cold will let that happen, though. Cold. Toying with them. And now paranoid of every angle. Tries to go for the quickscope. Can't hit the shot. Coldzera gets the final kill. Picks up the op as well. 3 survive. That's the minimum to slowly build that CT economy. And so things are still going well for the Red Canids, who are now 1 away from tying up this game early on. Again, once the rifles come through, they've looked far more convincing as a defensive unit.
Yeah, they've looked a lot better since the start of it. I'm sure they're a little rattled still from their earlier match with Swingers and ECL. So they're trying to get their game sense in for this one. 2 completely different teams. Nade goes in, only does 26 points of damage, not much at all. The nade to open up Squeaky Door does significantly more, and Molotov might just burn laser in. That's the bomb dropped, and I think Phelps spotted that too. Surely he did. Drops the smoke. Yeah, he knows. He knows exactly what he's done.
Bomb's picked up, though. It went back into lobby. I don't think Crew are going for the bomb plant at this point. They're just going for kills. It's just blocks. Henny's op finds 1, Phelps him in the smoke finds a 2nd, Coldzera yet another supporting his opper, and he'll actually double down, finding that final Glock player right around Mini. Succinct and clean, not a point of damage taken for Red Canids as they tie it back up. Crew, another chance at the plate with rifles, I think all AKs, but no, actually, as I say that, Ricky goes for the Galil, as does Reversive. Good utility for this T side, but again, when the rifles come out, they've left me wanting.
I agree. It hasn't been half as good as it was in the opening couple of rounds. And once the rifles have come out for Red Canids, the individuals have started hitting their shots. That's a nice kill by Reversive, a bit lucky with the flashbang there on both players. He's blind again, and coldzera is going to add his second of the round as Venom Zeta chimes in elsewhere. Cold holding from Mini, having a massive performance in this round, at least a massive impact, as Venom Zeta will double up as well, leaving Andrew to wonder what has happened to the rest of his team. How has everyone died so quickly? He's wandering about in the lobby. What will he do? What will he find?
Probably nasty
death
surprise
at some
event, I
point.
guess. Yeah. He's at the bomb, so he could have gone down towards ramp. He, of course, doesn't have the luxury of X-ray like we do. But veteran coldzera, there's one thing you can expect from him, even if he's not as fiery as he once was. It would be exploiting mistakes. And that smoke, whiffing like it did, is a massive mistake. A gap that he can exploit in mini. He gets, what, 2, maybe 3? 2 thus far. He played it perfectly, saving Venom Zera with his supporting posture. Red Canids at this point, I'd say they get a 4th. All but guaranteed. The question is, will Andrew make it slightly more expensive or not?
Andrew might just save this, too. It looks like that's what he wants to do. Does not want to commit this gun to any fights, does not want to lose it. Has no utility for the next round. Its team, I guess, is going to force around this. That must be the call, given the fact that he went for the save in the first place. A half buy around this a lot more conservative and probably a wiser course of action.
Tech armor, go fast A or go through squeaky, do something, or go through vent, excuse me, do something different. Up the pace. Just change up anything. So right now the slow style, Andrew's not really slotting into it. He's been last live a couple times, I think. So we can see everybody go as a unit and together. Maybe things will be different. You're right, the half buy is far more prudent. See a bunch of deagles coming out, so that's not probably going to be a fast play, but maybe it'll be a yard play instead. See what crew have up their sleeves following this first tactical pause.
Outer yard control taken by a couple. Nade will not go. The smokes will clue Red Canids into the fact that this might have some sort of an outer rush. coldzera busts open the smoke and does a lot of damage to that saved rifle. Takes it down just below half. So he has a good idea of what is going on right now. Crazy thing, too, for Red Canids, Phelps is towards the bottom of the scoreboard. 3 and 5. What a shot by Cold.
Nice tone setter onto the player, Marshmallow. Spots a second as well. Riggy, though, it's his turn to hit his shots. Takes down the very same player we were praising. Andrew now, that hero rifle lurking down secret. Phelps is here, and he actually does have support. He can drop. Good swing from the man you mentioned being quiet in the server. Crew have doubled back, all three heading into lobby, just under a minute left in the round. They're going to have to go face check everything. No flashes, no utility. It's going to be a straight contact play through the hut for Reversive, who's caught looking. Venom Zera gets both, in fact, and Phelps finds Riggy. Acceptable losses for Red Canids, losing 1 to a deagle. And otherwise, it's been smooth sailing. Majority of the team above 10K or at thereabouts following their investments. Red Canids 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, solid resurgence once the guns have come out for the Red Canids. They're just marching their way on. not really bothering with what's in their way. They've settled in nicely. And if you're going to get shots like what coldzera's been giving you this game, you're not going to complain if you're Red Canids. You're going to take that all the way to the bank, and you're going to enjoy every bit of it. Henny will get his round started with a nice op shot to open things up onto Riggy. Secret run, though, from the outer yard for Crew, getting 2 players down, but they're very spread out. It's an observation you made about Crew against the pistols. They're doing it against the rifles, too, Nate. And it's also something they did a lot yesterday. It worked better on Mirage for them. It did not work too well on Nuke, where they only put up 5. And we're seeing them have control of different areas of the map, but it's going to be difficult for them to actually execute with this control, given how far apart they are.
Yeah, 2 in decon now isn't really going to do anything. Bomb is here. They can probably pop out, get the bomb plant down, but post-plant position is going to be difficult. Drop is already reading this perfectly well. It looks like it's going to be a fake. They're going to open the door, fake a B plant, and then go up the vents. But Drop is already here to spot the player rushing out to plant the bomb. Somehow he's ahead of this whole ploy. With 25 seconds left, Crew need to make their play quickly.
They need to make their play quickly, and up the vents they go. It's a lineup for Phelps. He'll get 2. Venom Zeta from second will only get 1. Putting Laser in a 1 versus 2. Molotov gives him a chance. Drops up the vents. There's no ammunition for Laser. And so Drop and Laser are just going to disengage here. Bomb plant attempted. Will not be secured. Drop will get it before it goes down. And so it's 6 in a row now for the Red Canids, and Crew play themselves. They had a lot of potential out of that round with the players down low, but 2 spread apart means they can't execute on it properly, and it all comes crashing down in the end.
I liked their idea. It was very convoluted, is a negative connotation, but intricate, I think, is the better way to put it. Fake out of decon, send the bomb immediately up the vents to group up with the players in mini. The issue is they had no angles cleared, and Red Canids knew exactly what part of the maps they had given up. They played the crossfire out of mini perfectly. They had the player top of silo on B to get the information there on that pop play out. It's very well done from Red Canids. We're now up against pistols and a lonely MAC-10 in round number 10. Drop at ramp will fall away. Phelps finds a pair. He's beginning to wake up individually. Henny finds the third. Drop hears at least 1 at ramp. Henny is the one to find the first, but Laser does at least find something in response. The op picked up now. This could be a dangerous proposition, especially if Laser can hit shots like that.
Needs to have a lot more of those in this round, though, to get Crew something. They haven't gotten anything on the board in the last 6. Misses the first one onto a wide-open Phelps, who ducks behind that silo. Nade out will do some damage. Chucks Phelps down to 38 HP, but he's just waiting for help. He's got a flank coming in from coldzera. He'll take the fight, but that's just to keep Laser focused on this angle as Cold creeps in from behind. There's the finishing job. And 7 in a row from the Red Canids here. Phelps almost got that kill, too. Did quite a bit with the body shots. But again, he was playing all that for Cold's glory.
Yes, he was. His rounds have not been close once the rifles come through. That was, I think, the closest it's been. It was 2v1, 1v2 that was into a 1v4.
Yeah, it was a 1v4 into a 1v2.
Crew, flatter than flat. Once the half really begins following that pistol round blunder. Andrew has an op once again to rival the likes of Henny. He has won the duel once before. He might again with this aggression. Henny, a leg shot. Andrew does not aim for the legs, however. Big opening for Crew, but can they pivot that into success? That is the question. Is Red Canids still have plenty of firepower alive and ready in the server?
Nade will just tickle reversive and lasers. They'll retreat towards the fire and flames awaiting them on the ramp rush. Getting into trophy room. Drop is here. Sprays away, does more damage, but a nice shot from reverse, and that is clean on the double burst. And And so a two-man advantage now for Crew to work with here. Their best chance in a long time of getting around to the board. Is there anybody down low? Yes. Phelps is here, though. He's in a bit of an off angle, though, and coldzera does deal with a lurker outer yard. 4 players streaming towards Phelps. He hears him. He's got Venom Zeta coming down to help as well. It's not just going to be Phelps anymore. Venom Zeta does open the double doors to try and take some of the heat off of his teammate. Honda crosses over through the smoke. Phelps, first one done. Needs 2 more. Does not get it at all. Cold is here. One bit messy. Spots out both. Gets the reload off. Time is dwindling down. One bullet. Gets it off now. Finally gets that reload in. Jiggles across. And Andrew with that op. Still working around. Cold. Needs to put the bomb timer. Gets the spot. Andrew might have to go for this. Does have a smoke. Cold's just trying to delay as long as he can. And now, Andrew does get that bomb to dirt. Andrew spotted. Has it off again, but coldzera sprays him down. The op shot misses. It's a quad from Cold. And the 2-time major winner comes up clutch again for Red Canids. He's been on fire this game, 13-4. And it's been a long time since I've seen him have this kind of a performance.
He struggled in the last 3 months, and I agree. This is a star-level performance that you would love to see out of coldzera. It's a very, very exciting prospect, having seen him perform individually thus far. But his team across the board has done quite well. Venom Zera and Drop at 8 apiece, Phelps at 10. And he's been quieter, but he's also been very assertive with his opping. The damage done in that round is inconsequential for Red Canids, as they have so much money in the bank that it doesn't matter. They can easily reinvest. coldzera didn't even pick up the op. He had so much money in the bank that he could drop one if necessary. The Crew now are just playing scared. 1 in the yard, showing presence. 4 inside, spamming in hopes of finding an opening that they can try to exploit once more. They had the opening in the round prior and have nothing to show for it.
Crew burning daylight, walking around without any commitment or contact right now. Still have a good amount of utility to work with. Also would like to note that Venom Zera has a Zeus.
Why not?
It is last round after all.
When in
No
Rome.
reason not to.
38 seconds left, though. It's going to be an A-split. Riggy on this lurk is going to try to do something, but Phelps is holding for it. Phelps caught looking, looked the wrong way, just the right time. Honda and Riggy are combining for kills. Reversive chimes in with a trade on the coldzera. It's Henny, the opper. A quiet round thus far, or a quiet map, rather, and he is unable to find anything. 8-4 lead for Red Canids as we hit the halftime break.
Holding on to you, feel like something new, yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold.
Red Canids won 8 of the last 9 rounds to close that half out with an 8-4 lead. Crew got the first and the last of the half, but not much else. Just a couple of anti-force buys, anti-ecos. It's Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the mic here. Crew versus Red Canids, the second map of the day for the Red Canids. Reversive with a headshot, and Honda with one of the dual Berettas as well. Pistol round starting off perfectly for Crew as it did on the first half. Now Laser chimes in with one from ramp. Andrew has drop. Phelps, 1 versus 5. He'll get 2, so this is actually doable, but Honda puts him to bed, spamming with those dual Berettas. And so both pistol rounds go the way of Crew, and that keeps them in this game so far.
Yes, it does. Gives them some viability. Preventing the bomb plant as well probably keeps Red Canids from going for the investment in the second round of the half. Red Canids, not a dime invested, and probably will not be a single dime invested. Oh, never mind. Phelps has a deagle. Not sure who purchased it. Oh, it's a glitch on the HUD. If I had to guess, he most certainly did. Slow. Cold Zero lurking inside. Everybody else outside. Drop up top of Marshmallow. What can Phelps do with this deagle?
Well, he can't do anything to start that one off on a Riggy. MP9, of course, always good to farm up the anti-ecos. He'll get 3, able to escape, but not for long. Cold will tap him away with the Glock, and first fire will not get him another. So only 1 kill goes the way of the Red Canids. It was close indeed on reversive, but things end as it should, with only 1 kill going the way of the Red Canids.
Now Crew are 2 away from tying it up. Those pistol round wins giving them major viability in this one because, as we mentioned, they won 1 rifle round in the first half. Definitely not something you can build up a lot off of, especially if you lose the pistol. Red Canids, as we mentioned, going to go for the rifles in round 3. Their utility isn't the best, but at least they have full AKs, and at least in the first half, it most certainly felt like they had a hefty individual advantage when it came to the duels.
Yeah. That's a timing by Andrew. Gets a pair from Secret Stare. That's a nice double to find both Phelps and drop his victims. Half damage onto Henny, too. Not a good start in the gun round here for the Red Canids, and they don't have any utility left to work with. 1 molly, 1 flashbang. It's going to come down to duels. And they're missing a critical heavy hitter in Phelps as well for these duels. Cold's losing his first engagement. There's no way they expect the second silence. There's no way they expect the second. No, they don't. Reversive 1 free. He gets 2! Henny in the open takes more damage he can't afford. And now he's in a 1 versus 2. Gonna get backstabbed here. There it is. Riggy from behind. And Crew are 1 right away from tying this up against the Red Canids on a map which they struggled on yesterday, but they've looked far better on here today, despite that long slide.
Despite the long slide and despite having a sub, they're 1 away from tying it up with Red Canids, and they're on the defensive side as well. That is a pretty big advantage. That is also their second rifle round 1. Red Canids gonna go for the half buy. They've yet to put the bomb to dirt. It hamstrings their economy a bit, but with that loss bonus, it kind of helps out regardless. Tech 9s and a P250. Okay utility, and it looks like perhaps an aggressive play out towards A, unless Honda and Riggy can shut it down. Honda the first, reversive the second. Honda yet another before Drop finally finds something. Again, a bomb plant does not seem feasible. Henny paranoid about the flank that's not coming through. In the meanwhile, Drop is felled. Henny 1 versus 4 and a none versus 4, so he cannot connect to the shots at range. Crew swiftly tie things up. They keep it clean, and they're quickly building a CT side economy.
The ops out for Andrew, who has slotted in quite nicely today. The individuals, though, in Rigi and Reversive particularly, have shown up in spades for Crew in critical moments. And that's really been the difference maker to me from what I saw yesterday. Also, they haven't really had many individual pathing mistakes. There were quite a few of those yesterday that came back to bite them. And it's a revitalized Crew looking much better than it did yesterday, but Henny will start things off. Op pick outside, Rigi, who's been good, taken out of the field of play for now. Reversive's going to drop down the vents and take up a little bit of an angle towards Secret. In the meantime, though, this aggression from Laser pays off too. Opening duel against Cold Zera. Now just trades out in lobby into a 3 versus 3. A bit of an awkward round, as Red Canids have a lot of space outside, and Crew are still in flux trying to rotate and counter this.
Yeah, but Henny has an awkward situation. He's rotating back towards back lobby to get this bomb. But if he scopes to look for someone in lobby, it will be heard as a sound cue. He needs to be very careful, because his teammates are across the map. Drop and Phelps getting set up. Drop doubling back to go towards Mini with the Opper. Phelps perhaps set up for the time being to go into heaven for an A-site play. 35 seconds left, beginning to get down to the wire. So here it comes, an A play. 2 are here. Laser towards Hut. Venom or Reversive on site. Scope probably heard. Good shot from Henny. Now the wrap in from Heaven comes through. That should probably find this player in Hut. Never mind. Laser finds drop, and with 17 seconds left, Red Canids need to move. Phelps, a labored spray does connect. It leaves Andrew, the sub, and the Opper in a 1v2. Ladder's looking for the first, but Phelps is ready for it. Gets the tag, not quite the kill, but that should be the round with the information gained.
Andrew will survive. Red Canids will keep their lead, if just only. And Crew are going to go back to the drawing board here. They will have money to buy up. That is the nice thing. Laser can drop Honda or Rigi. Laser had a little bit more, so I'm assuming it's going to be him. Andrew will get some utility. Honda gets the M4. Everybody has a good buy for kits. Things are looking good for the CT side, at least as far as how they've done in this half is concerned. But there is a problem, Nate. And if this comes back and keeps going back and forth round trading, Red Canids will eventually win. They have that advantage.
And if they're trading, the T side
lead.
gets the snowball as well.
Yeah.
Always have to worry about that. Still full rifles for both teams. Red Canids lining up their flashbang drops for their teammate, who's going to be in himself throwing nade lineups. That's Henny. I can't tell if they're going to commit off this. They don't have much utility, so they might have to. Taking a lot of time to just simply walk around the map, and that might broadcast information to Crew, who have a player back garage and is not spotting anything crossing towards Mini.
Smoke's going in for the A take. Molotov to second vents. One's hopping up on top of Hut is Reversive. Honda's around Tetris too. Nades go out. Drop goes up. Does not clear. Honda 1, Reversive 1. Cold trades out the first. Still Honda alive. Tetris sprays away another. Cold Zera last alive. Or does have Henny with him, but now it's just Henny and he gets nothing at all. Only 2 kills from Cold and a clean mop on the A site for Crew, as Red Canids goes straight to a tactical timeout. Their money busted with no bomb plant. And that round for Red Canids, a couple of mistakes. Not clearing top HUD is a big error.
He did spot it. The issue was the player top hut was oscillating back and forth, and the entry outdoor did not do his due diligence in clearing it out. tactical timeout definitely, I would say, overdue, given their economy. It looks like they're going to, I don't want to call it a tilt buy, but it definitely feels like a tilt buy to me. Drop as low as he is, and with Henny not being able to afford his op. Phelps, what is he going to go for? Equally good question. This is pretty important for the momentum. If Crew can keep this one relatively clean, they can reestablish their CT economy. If Red Canids can break this CT side, they definitely should have an advantage by a round or even two.
It all hangs on by a thread for both sides right now. And right now, the thread is unraveling for Red Canids as Crew started off with 2 quick kills. Red Canids have to battle it back in. Drop Henny and Cold. Drop on a Mac. Henny on a Galil. Helmets cross the CT side. Reversive finds Cold. And that it's just 2. Laser. Here's 1. They don't check it. Running around with the bomb out. That much time on the clock. And the errors are coming fast and furious for Red Canids. Crew take a lead late into this game. And the money again for Red Canids with no bomb plant is not there for a full buy. What should be a solid 11 on the board for Crew is coming up next.
Yeah, this should be an 11th unless Red Canids can suddenly make the Tech-9s work. Their lack of bomb plants is really hurting them as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because they haven't even gotten close because of that. Hold Zera. Molly burned down to 5. The Molotov spreads in a way he doesn't expect. It gives Riggy 2 before he falls. Down the vents just in case. And Red Canids, their early aggression, called out yet again by Crew. Laser going to be tested ramp, but he has support now. Drop. Thinks he has the drop on his front by getting ahead of it. And he actually does. Thanks to the peek from his teammate Venom Zera. That's the ramp taken, and now a race in towards this B site. Is the bomb here, though, is the question. The answer is no. Simply put, it's sitting in trophy instead. Honda at door, trying to fight into this site. Gets one, but he's tagged quite low. Henny and Venom Zera. Final pair. Henny making his way down. Again, he has the bomb on his back, but he's more keen on trying to find a duel or at least an upgrade. Does find the AK. He'll finally go down.
It's not going to be a likely round for Red Canids to win, though. The health is not good enough for Venom Zeta. He does upgrade to a Galil, which is something. But it's still a very bleak situation for Red Canids to be in here. They'll try and put this one on the board in their favor. It's really going to rest on Henny and his ability to hit the shots. Smoke down. Honda clears out with the op in hand. Venom Zeta goes down. Henny 1. Bomb still being stuck. Henny sprays, and he won't even get the second as the bomb is defused in the meantime. Crew go up by 2 and only need 2 more to finish this one off and send us on to the second, having taken one of 2 best of ones from the Red Canids.
Red Canids at least got the bomb plant that facilitates a very strong full buy heading into this with the loss bonus. But they need wins at this point. They're out of rope, out of time. Nothing else will prevent this from going the way of Crew. Full AKs for the T side. Again, bulk of the presence towards lobby. Phelps being left to lurk in the yard. That has been what he's known for in this map. It's simply walking out yard. Every time I've watched him play, him pushing forward in that position, one-man army. He has been stymied thus far in the second half. 2 kills quickly going the way of Crew by virtue of spam. 1 through the wall of hut after initial contact, and 1 simply put through a smoke with a bit of luck coming in from a reversive.
Sometimes you need a little bit of luck on your side, but Crew have not relied on too much of it. Overall, Nate, they've done, for the most part, just what they've needed to. Take fights, take duels, win trades. And Red Canids have not been up to snuff here. A lot of their early rounds, some big performances by Cold Zera and company. but on this T side, they have fallen flatter than a flapjack. And that's going to be another kill going the way of Crew, as Honda and Phelps have a nice little 50-51 that Honda takes out dominantly. Then Venom Zero walks out, not expecting Honda still top hut. Henny will trade him out. Up and up the vents. Riggy pops out. How do you do, Henny? Takes him down, and now Crew 1 away from taking this map.
1 away and only letting 1 T round through as well, preventing bomb plants more often than not. And again, I think this comes back to what we talked about in the pregame show. I feel like it's a little bit of fatigue. They just played another ECL match. They had, I think, 10 to 15 minutes at most to prep for this one. And that might be too much to ask of a team at this stage in ECL, because Red Canids are definitely showing how tired they are. You mentioned looking far sloppier on this T side.
Not much utility left for the Red Canids. The Regalils, an AK, an op for Henny. He continues to bind to that op on the T side, even though I would like to see him with just a rifle, personally. Seems like it might just make a better difference to go in for that rifle. Have a little bit more fluidity and mobility. Riggy, maybe the first point of contact down towards double doors. Not jump spotting it, just jiggling it. Looking for a head. But right now, no such luck. Long time being taken by the Red Canids. Time dwindling down, 48 to go. They'll have to make a play. Looks like a B split here. 3 ramp, 2 towards secret. Riggy spots out 1, takes down 1, goes for 2, still around to fight, runs out of ammunition here, and he gets it! Second to last bullet in the magazine, lands right on drop. Cold, Venom Zera, and Henny, the last 3 standing. And Cold, the messy duel, wins that against Laser. Henny strikes, 3 versus 2, man advantage. And now no gun for Cold as he tries to swap. Henny falls as well. And Crew, a 13-9 upset on the first best of 1 of the evening. Take out Red Canids on Nuke in a great reverse of yesterday for Crew. And Nate, that is a bit of a shocker for me and for Red Canids. That might just torpedo their hopes of a top 4 finish.
It's a humbling one for certain. Crew look very solid. Again, this was the map that they probably had better odds on when it comes to both best of 1s on this evening. I hate to spoil it, but their map pool is rather abysmal. And yet, they exceeded every expectation we had. They came in with the sub. They didn't look great yesterday, and yet here they come. Slow to start, sure, but going toe-to-toe with the individuals on Red Canids by the end of it. That is no small feat, again, given the individual pedigree this team has to offer.
Yeah, there's a lot of names on this Red Canids roster that Crew just took down. Reversive's been in the scene for a long time, a great individual performance from him. Andrew did not look out of place, didn't have the same sort of impact star firepower that you normally get from Ataraxia, but it wasn't a detriment for this Crew team. They had the individuals around him. Riki had a good game as well. Honda had some moments. So overall, the individuals needed to show up on Crew, and they did. And they minimized their mistakes. They followed my key to the game. What I said yesterday after the fact was that they needed to minimize their mistakes moving forward. They did just that. So, good performance from Crew. Not a great performance from Red Canids. And that leaves us with a second map coming up right on the other side of this break, folks. So don't go anywhere. This one is a tumultuous and fun ride. We'll be back in about 10.
the counter. Commuting to the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine. Why sit around and waste your time? Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Certainly done you good. You look like a child. Well, thank you very much, Johnson. I've been very lucky down here. Feeling better than I did up north.
Collars itching, face is twitching. Another cup of joe and I'm fine. Come 5, I can burn a fresh dime. Lifting up the burdens, putting weight on my mind. Bet if I didn't chase that and embrace distractions, master my lack of faith and break through. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine. Why sit around and waste your time? Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive. I'm holding out as I fight. I feel my colors wash away. I'm finding my ground in the light of the hours I can claim. 'Cause in time I restore my complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine. Why sit around and waste your time? Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back from that brief break. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the mic, and we are coming off of that first best of one between Red Canids and Crew, where we saw, in our opinions, and I think most people's opinions, was an upset. Crew looked really shaky in the first half. They won the pistol, the anti-force, the save, and then the final round of the first half, going down 4-8. And yet, in the second half, they did not look back. They only dropped one single round, and they closed out Nuke with a statement 13-9 scoreline.
Yeah, I think for Crew, that's a fantastic score. Definitely a bit of a surprise, but a pleasant one for the Crew side. And I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to carry that over onto this second map, which, as you can see, thanks to the flyover, it is Ancient. Now, when you look at the records of these two teams, they are quite disparate. We got the vetoes up here on screen. It was between Anubis and Ancient. No question as to why Red Canids go for Ancient over Anubis, a 6-1 record versus a 4-5. And when you look at the record for Crew on this map, it is 2-6, Nate. Now, looking at the wins for Red Canids, though, there's only a couple of notables, and one of them is against Floripa Stars, who, if you want to call that a notable, it is solely because of their appearance in ESL Challenger League and not because of their overall record. Definitely one of those teams that, at best, will be a yo-yo team towards the Challenger League level, going in and out of Advanced, but their loss came to Legacy. Their other notable win against Shinden, who's a decent roster, sure, but for a Red Canids team that needs something solid, I'm not overly confident. I think the stats paint a picture that might be a little overconfident and a little exaggerative instead.
Yeah, I do think following that first best of one that we are going to have a closer game than at least the stats would paint. Again, it felt like Crew were kind of already on the back foot, and they were even more so with that sub of Andrew for Ataraxia. We did not see that issue in the first map. And in fact, more so, the bigger issue was the fact that Red Canids had played a game earlier in the day, and the fatigue definitely showed on their T side as they failed to dot their I's and cross their T's, because they forgot to clear angles fully. They didn't space properly on pushes. They let Phelps do whatever the heck he wanted in yard all by his lonesome, and all of those issues were very readily exploited by Crew.
Crew did exploit all those issues to such a great degree that it was hard for Red Canids to get anything positive out of that map. Yeah, they had an 8-round CT side. They won 8 in a row and almost 9, but that's the only bright spot for them. They won 8 rounds in a row, 1 round on the T side. That's it. They lost both pistol rounds very convincingly, I might add. And overall, aside for some brilliant rounds from coldzera, even the rounds they won probably shouldn't necessarily gone their way. I think this could definitely have gone a bit more favorable for Crew. If anything, that lead should have been bigger. 13-6, maybe 13-5, given how Red Canids got bailed out in some of those rounds.
Yeah, I would say Crew definitely. And there was a 1v3 from coldzera at one point, if I'm not mistaken. If Crew...
yeah, that 4K he had?
Yeah, down on B.
Yep.
Crew tightened things up a little bit. If the individuals perform like they did in that second half, they can definitely make it far more convincing and far more one-sided on that first map of Nuke, but a lot of questions heading into Ancient. I'm hoping that they've shored things up, that they've made it better. Again, Crew don't have a good map pool to begin with, but they at least only play 5 maps. That should give them at least okay planning for every single map in their pool. We'll have to see if that planning has come to fruition, though. Again, Red Canids are looking mortal. They are not looking at their best. Crew need to exploit that to really make up the standings if they want to start things off in that upper bracket of playoffs.
Yeah, and it just need more convincing performances from Red Canids in general. Because overall, they've been a little lackluster lately. And you can't help but think that this team should be at a higher level. I mean, you got teams like Audic, who have done great things lately. You got teams like Sharks. You have Legacy competing over in NA, who just qualified for PGO Bucharest. They're playing Liquid here in a couple of days. There's a lot of talent in this Brazilian scene, and not really seeing that out of the Red Canids right now. Andrew runs right into one, and Phelps is just going to let them all go through, but the call's been made. That's entirely Phelps' job. He's the alarm system. Silent alarm. Okay. Honda does finally catch it, but truly now they know the jig is up, although coldzera gets a freebie as Laser walks right into him. Honda 1-for-1 traded. Bomb planted, though, for Crew. coldzera taking taps, looking to get something back here. Andrew, reverse it. 2 quick kills in return, and reversive, another 3 for 3 on the pistol round. Our Crew. And a very solid start again from the individuals. Reversive, another double on the pistol round.
Crew looking solid on the pistol rounds. I also want to highlight the fact that they're on the T side on this map. Both teams are T-sided. Crew slightly so. 45.5% win rating versus 43.3 on the CT. But Red Canids are very T-sided. They have an almost 70% win rate on the T side versus a sub 50 on the CT. So Crew definitely lucked out with the knife round victory. Pistols for Red Canids, but it is a force buy. They have Kevlar behind them. They have some utility. No kit. And Henny's saving some money for an op. This is, for all intents and purposes, a full force buy. Riggy taking point up in red room. Take some damage, deal some damage. Red Canids are ready to stop this take up through Donut.
Laser, 1. Henny does get another. Evens it up at 4 apiece, and that might just spur Crew back towards the B side here. They're sending 2 through mid to try and cut this off, and this rotation is going to pay off if they can get the kills here. Laser only 1 more, and he's alone. So 3 versus 3. Honda's still making contact over on A, but B is going to be where it ends. They're marching in through Cave. There is one here to defend in Venomzera. 5-7, dangerous around the pillar. Backstab potentially here too. Venomzera has both. The bomb is dropped. And the force buy from Red Canids paying dividends here, leaving Honda in an unwinnable 1 versus 3, given his position and time. Looks like he's just going to be relegated to a save, and Red Canids strike right back to try and stymie this Crew offensive and get something going positively their direction early on in this map.
That was something I called out on Nuke. Crew playing a little bit too independently versus the force buy. And this time around, it does come to bite them. They won't get that clean start like they got on Nuke both halves. Instead, we're going to see perhaps a bit of a force buy war as Honda saves that AK, which you mentioned, meaning he has $0 in the bank, and Crew are basically required to force buy now because of it.
Yeah, they'll get Tech 9s, they'll get Deagles. They'll try and put something around the saved AK. And if they can force back and win this round, then the force buy wars begin in earnest. Things get a little bit rougher economically for Red Canids. And we'll see if things can flip over. But right now, Crew have a lot of work to do to make that happen. Still an A lean from them, a little bit of mid pressure. Nade will go in, well timed, doesn't do too much damage overall, however. Phelps has some support from Henny, but they'll back away, spread out. I like this boost. They're looking for a cheeky pick with that AK. And they won't quite get it. Andrew takes a lot of damage too. Would have been nice if it worked, but it was a good idea.
It's an interesting idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay off. Phelps now is going to make up the space as he hears those players run away towards A main. The issue is now this A side is pretty open for the taking. coldzera is here. He's lurking into the back. No, he's actually going forward. He might run into a number of players, and with an A1S, he's going to struggle against the numbers. Gets the information. He'll fall back. Crew should get the bomb plant with this take, thanks to the utility.
Phelps needs a little bit more, but laser a deagle on the Venom Center. Phelps falls to Rigi. In comes Drop, though, trying to stabilize things a little bit. Battle back into this round. Bomb not yet planted. Reversive falling makes it so that the bomb plant is a little bit more unlikely. The health is not favorable for Crew, but there is still a chance here. Henny sprays down. All up to Andrew now. 1 versus 1. Gets the bomb planted. Henny sprints on forward. Andrew knows what's up. Andrew not going to overextend. Henny knows where he is, where he has to be. Andrew wide swinging out wide. Bodied by Henny. And that's what happens when you're that low on health. It's a bit unlucky. And so, it ends up 2-1 lead for Red Canids, but costly round victory. And the bomb down for Crew means that their economy will be fine in the following round. So not this one, but the one after. They'll be able to buy up again. Yeah, it's just going to be pistols for the T side, but a very damaging round to that CT econ.
Yes, it is, but that means this pistol arm will also have teeth, which could further hamstring Red Canids' economic situation. MP9 for Drop. He's going to try to harvest some cash. M4s and that saved AK and the op of Henny are in play. That is most of the CT capital being invested. Crew looking to try and challenge towards middle, but smoke stops any aggression. Phelps will jump up Snake instead. The boost, again, this time a different one for Riggy. The issue is he doesn't hit the shot. Phelps turns around and gets the kill with the assist from coldzera. That is now an early advantage going the way of Red Canids in this anti-eco.
In they'll march. A site the target of passive hold from Henny. No utility from Crew to get that bomb down for free. Just that one smoke, which will finally land, but they already peek out early. And that's a second one from Henny before the smoke blooms. Players coming in because Henny got the spot. Phelps, one and done. But a nice, clean, easy round by Red Canids, thanks in large part to Henny's opping.
That's a lost AK.
Yeah, at least there's one
unfortunate.
kill.
Yeah, but coldzera, I believe, just tried to drop the AK to drop, and he didn't run forward to grab it. So, a lost rifle for the CT side. Still, force surviving does help their economy. Crew on to rifles once again. Good utility. AKs across the board. No op for Andrew, but shouldn't be too big of a problem. Red Canids again going for early mid-aggression. coldzera at that point needs to be careful. Phelps trying to support is caught early. Good shot from Riggy. Now Crew ready to push up into B. No one's on the site proper. They're playing very passive. Venomzera, good shot from short. Flash out of cave as well is exploited. Good shot from Andrew. Venomzera, though, quick on the trade. Drops laser. Even footing yet again. Crew had the right read, but they were not quick enough in taking the B site.
They'll try and get it down on A, 3 versus 3, leaving Andrew to distract and try and retreat on the B side. He'll be able to make his way towards A, but as it stands right now, it's just a 2 versus 3 defense. Andrew has a long way to go, and Red Canids know exactly where they need to be. coldzera working his way through Temple, trying to find the opener. Riggy's going to be a tough find behind the big box, at least for now, without any support for Cold. No retake utility available, but Henny strikes one. Andrew caught in rotation. 3v2 in earnest. Messy spray. Good trade by Riggy, but now they're both spotted. Honda, however, gets that second huge kill for Crew to bring this to within one round early in the second best of one. Missed shot by Henny. And Riggy's kill will make it so. Crew with 2, Red Canids with 3, and that CT economy is not in a good spot at all. It's going to be scrappy MP9s, FAMAS's, maybe an M4 around for the Red Canids, and for Crew, a great chance to strike and to take a lead too because of the heavy investment. There's going to be nothing left over for Red Canids if they lose this one, and then Crew can start a streak on this T side.
Yes, they can. Missed Molotov from Riggy. He'll still try to fight it regardless. That is foolhardy. Henny gets the kill. Phelps gets an upgrade. And Crew, again, looking to just straight go into B. This time around because they lost the fight middle, not because they won it. Andrew tagged down to 50. Can't hit a shot. Crew trying to battle their way in, but that smoke just makes things awkward. Drop into Venom Zera, find one up pop. Venom Zera, a second jumping around. He drops the opper. On to the last one alive, spotted, and the jumping SMG proves to be a menace as it gets the information. Honda, 1, maybe a second in this 1 versus 5. There's a second. Okay, a third. Now things get awkward. Red Kane is a little bit too keen on trying to end the round, giving Honda a very real opportunity to find something. The issue is the bomb is dropped on site. Henny and Cold Zera can just sit on that precious piece of equipment. They should have had the round as a result.
This is going to be a very hard 1 versus 2 for Honda to overcome coming this direction. He can't really take an isolated 1 versus 1, and he's spotted by Henny. That's exactly why they positioned where they did. He's guaranteed to die. And now Crew with no bomb plan are going to be the team on a rough bye. Still 3 kills out of that for Honda. Does do significant damage to the CT economy. Another problem, though, Nate. It's not a round on the board. It was also in a 1 versus 5 situation. He shouldn't have to get 3 out of that. That's the point. And Crew need a little bit more overall from the team. And the Tech-9s might just find a couple of kills early on. Phelps is able to spray down 2. He's down very low on health. And Honda's going to go back out towards middle, lose that fight. Henny shotgun opping, and despite the good start, comes to nothing. Just 1 kill in the end, a lot of damage. And Red Canids stabilizing that CT economy.
Stabilizing the economy. Shutting down Crew. Crew goes out middle, and then based off the information, just pretty much goes for whatever set play they're attempting, whether it be out A or B. It's been very one-dimensional on this T side thus far. They aren't using their information to go back and forth. It's been rather early commitments out in one direction or the other. AKs and the Galil for this T side. Feeling the hurt a little bit. The utility's not the best. Oh, there. Jump up onto the boxes towards Snake. 1 kill secured. Their way as well. Flash comes through. Henny lines up a pair through the smoke as they try to take the fight middle. 3 kills for nothing now. This Crew are down 2 versus 5. Give too much space middle, and they try to take it before the utility even subsides. Laser and Andrew cross the map from one another. They'll group up, but a 2 versus 5 is not something that's typically recoverable.
Crew have moments, but they're not able to build off of them in this map. And when you look at how Red Canids only have a 48% win rate on the CT side, does not paint a better picture for Crew. It's a 69.3% T-side win rate for Red Canids. They're much more T-side. There's a 1-for-1 trade out bottom middle. As this round will wrap up, presumably without much more damage coming the way of Crew. Drop will hit the headshot. And then looking over at Crew, 43.3 to 45.5, CT and T side respectively. A timeout used by Crew, but I'm wondering if it's too little too late here, given how strong Red Canids should be once the sides swap and they get on the offense.
Yeah, that's the worrying thing. Red Canids already doing well, as you mentioned, on the side they struggle on. Presumably things will get even worse for Crew once the Red Canids enter their preferred side of the map. Crew are feeling the pressure, calling tactical pause, going into this half buy. Up to pace, but go out middle maybe as a unit, maybe go towards one site entirely as a group instead of splitting up middle. You either need to commit wholeheartedly to middle and hold the pushes for flanks, or you need to completely abandon middle and go somewhere else instead. You simply don't have the firepower required to spread out as you would like. Very respectful hold this time around from Red Canids. Not going for too much aggression, knowing the economy is compromised. Crew are heavily leaning towards an A site take once the utility subsides.
Utility coming in on B on A, smoke down CT, smoke down Temple or Donut. Fast rotation possible from Henny. Aggressive peek from Phelps coming through here as the counter smoke towards main will buy some time. Crew do have the time to rotate out, but they're playing right into Red Canids' hands if they do. Henny's got the eyes down mid. And Crew realistically needed a fast play. They burned all their utility. They have nothing left. It's going to be dry fights from here on out. Phelps is tucked in Donut. Henny's left him alone, though. There's a chance for Crew to get one out of this, but Phelps does well to back away. He knows he's not going to get any help here. And Crew are spinning their wheels, losing time and losing traction. Double up in towards Cave. Got to be careful not to line up there. They'll back out. Phelps with another. Can't quite get the third. Still has Cold Zero to anchor out this ace site. Time running out. Cold goes in. One. Not quite two. Only one, but the rotations are here. The casualties aren't really going to matter too much. Nade should do one. Oh, close, but no cigar on either. And how is this turned into a 2 versus 2? Bomb plan at least for Crew. But it's small consolation for what needed to be another round victory.
Yeah, they traded out. They played it well. They got the bomb plant. They angled for that, but they barely had enough time. It nearly got away from them. And that run was lost thanks to some individual flubs from both Phelps and Cold Zera. Phelps, I think, got 2, but decided to commit to the spray. Whiffed it. Cold Zera simply couldn't connect the shots onto number 2 or 3. Crew, though, I like the idea. Slow down. Maybe not dawdle like they did outside A main, but slow down and try to play for some information. Don't commit early. Try that with the rifles in hand, and maybe something different will happen.
Crew desperately need a round, preferably 3 to end up this half if they want something to work with into the second half of this best of 1. Another slow, methodical round. I like this double up in towards house. Riki might just get gifted a couple of kills if Phelps and Venom Zero decide to progress. And now Honda's going to help him out. There's 2 kills right there. Both from Honda, actually. Riki doesn't have to do anything at all. Honda's punished from the cave, or the donut push, rather. But with the cave player being isolated alone on the B site, the flank coming through from Riki in CT, all this information's gained for Crew. They know exactly what to expect, where the CT players can be coming from. Double molly into caves, gonna roast, drop alive. Man advantage maintained, despite that kill. Nade out. Red Canids might actually want to save, considering the fact that they don't have a lot of money on Cold. They don't have any utility. They have an op to save here. It's not really worth going for this.
No, it's not. Cold be able to escape, though, is the question. Andrew's harassing him, holding for this kind of play. Cold, though, wins the duel, and I believe he'll get far enough away as well. Never mind. It's a laser in towards Red Room to get that kill. Henny, though, will at least save the op. That's a pretty expensive piece of kit. He can also drop an M4 to his teammate. If Red Canids lose another round, their bye will be hamstrung in the final of the first half, and a 5-7 scoreline wouldn't be bad for Crew, given how things have gone thus far in the half.
Crew need these last two. They can put it on. They have a foundation. Not going to be easy on the CT side. They have a foundation. Cold already taking deep mid control, has Phelps with him. Snake push comes through as well. Reversive deals with that first contact. Sprays in towards bottom mid. Working out for Cold at the very least. But that first pick goes the way of Crew, giving them some space. Still have time to decide what they want to do here. And run it back to A seems to be the call.
No early commitment. I like it.
And I like only leaving one lurk and still calling it back quickly. They're not overextending themselves. They're not spreading out too much. It's a good adjustment from what's happened for the vast majority of this first half, Nate.
Yes, it is. This Crew might be well on their way to getting 5. Again, very good recovery, all things considered.
It's been
Smokes
hurt,
for
though.
Remember, the smokes are still up.
Phelps heard him running. He's already on the flank. The rotations are here. They're not ready for... Oh, laser checks it, but he's late. They're not going to check. They're not going to check. But he only gets one. Laser trades him out. And that is a huge kill despite the damage.
Huge kill. Only getting one there for Phelps. And that actually might trigger the save. No utility. Henny has an op, which is unwieldy. And they're down a man. Combined with, as I mentioned, their economy kind of running out. They're going to save. They're going to give a 4th to Crew. It'll ensure they have solid riflery going into the final round of the first half. But again, not what I would have expected. Such a mature adjustment from a team that is, again, playing with a stand-in and already presumably out of their element.
Terrorists win.
One more round out of this half to try and bring it back. They've done well to get it to 4. Still need that 5th. Phelps taken down. One trade from Henny. Rigi takes a lot of damage from Cold, who's still sticking around bottom mid. The bomb lurks out towards outside B still. Drop in Venom's era. Holding down. And drop. We'll get another down the ramp as he pushes forward. Takes out 2. Double man advantage coming through now. Make it triple as Henny finds Rigi. Reversive 1, but takes too much damage to make this a viable 1 versus 4. The bomb plant doesn't even matter anymore at this point. It's not going to make a difference in terms of money. An 8-4 half all but secured for Red Canids thanks to dropping a pair. It's just a matter of how many kills Reversive can get before he falls.
Not that it even matters beyond stats and pride.
Yeah. Now, if you can get it to a 1 versus 1, bomb down, there's a winnable situation. 1 versus 2 is going to be incredibly difficult.
But Red Canids are pushing. Cold Sarah's in cave. And Jaguar at this point. And he holding the cross from far back CT spawn. The only opportunity is walking red room and finding Henny, but he needs to find that window quickly. Even if he does, Venom's there, still there holding the cross theoretically. Immersive. Taking the first 3 necessary steps. There's the first spot. It's actually Venom's there down Henny. Not expected. 8-4 half for Red Canids, much like Nuke. We'll see if they can flip the script when we return from the break.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard.
Back into it here. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the call. Red Canids and crew in the server. Nothing's changed for this one or the last map, except for the fact that we've changed maps. The score remains the same after the first half. The Red Canids go to the T side, up 8-4. And Crew started off well with a nice couple kills on the pistol round. Reversive does go very low on health here, 2 HP. But Red Canids are taking the B site. Flank coming in from Honda. No kit for the CT side. Fake plant. They'll know it's fake now. Check comes through, but Reversive goes down. Good double clear in on him. Venom Zera finds Honda on the flank as well, making it much more difficult for Crew to come back here. Red Canids have not won a single pistol round in these two best of ones so far tonight. Laser can't hit the shot. And Andrew the sub cannot be super in this round. Red Canids win their first pistol round, get to 9. And we'll see if Crew want to go for a 4-spy here. They've been hesitant to do it over the last couple of days.
They don't have a lot of room to work with. 4-9 on their less favored side. They probably want a good amount of utility when it comes to rifle rounds. They're going to stay steadfast. They're not going to go for the 4-spy. One flash for Reversive is all they invest in. Probably going to be a pop play up the B ramp. If I had to guess, there's 3 players here. They're not actually fighting at the ramp proper. That is just one player. That's Henny. Henny's going to be tested. Walk up. Henny's peeking out. Finds 1 spot some more. He knows what's happening at this point. It's a B play, and he's going to try to hold fast. Only good for 2. But his teammates are quick with the trades. Cold Zera should secure that upgraded Galil. Reversive is headed for the hills. Not sure what he's looking for. Maybe a second by jumping up Catwalk. That doesn't really seem possible. No, it's not at this point. Phelps, top of Cat, gets the kill. And Red Canids have crossed that double-digit threshold and now find themselves 3 rounds away from closing out this map and redeeming themselves by splitting the series.
Redeeming is a great way to put it, because they definitely do need to even this up. We'll see if they're going to be able to close this one out. They've set themselves up for success by winning the pistol, winning the second. Venom Zero tag down low, but there's a couple kills going through. Out in A main. Well worth that push. Dealing with those 2, though. That's 2 guns gone. That's huge.
It is Riggy as well, stuck in this corner. Spotted, I think. Maybe not. Drop pulls out utility.
Spotted after he crossed. But not before.
Thought he got the spot on the cross, but still pull out the Molotov anyway. All 3 players are on B to stop this take. Red Canids commit. They might lose it despite finding those openings.
Riggy doesn't see the second guy.
Riggy wasn't spotted either in turn. Henny finds Andrew. Honda and Riggy now might just try to save. Bomb is heading over towards A. Yeah, Red Canids made the right read. Didn't commit out. They looked middle. And now it's just Riggy alone. 1 versus 4. Trying to save his rifle for round number 16.
There's one freebie, AK upgrade. Unfortunately for Crew, they lose all their players early. They lose those 2 players A. That's really what sends this whole round out of control. They push A main, they get punished. Not even a trade, 2 for none. And then they lose on the rotation, trying to gamble stack towards B. Red Canids up to 11. They should be able to put this one to bed here, Nate. Keyword should.
Should. Riggy will survive at least. No one hunts him down. Gives Crew something to cling to. A tactical timeout well used heading into this round because they are running out of space. 2 rounds and Red Canids will have this best of 1 done and dusted. So Crew are considering the half buy. Saw Laser going for an MP9 and selling it. Playing for overtime when you're down 4-12 really doesn't seem like a feasible idea. So I am sort of inclined to see a force buy. But if they lose the force buy, of course, they're going to lose the map.
I think you have to take that gamble, though.
Yeah, there's just no space, no time.
Yeah, you have no map left. You have to win this round, or it's 12-4. 8 in a row would be required. And they're going to go for a half buy, Nate. They're going to split the difference. And they're going to go for a compromise. Riki does go aggressive down mid, has help from Honda. It leads to a kill, but there goes Andrew, drop by drop, entering in, spots a second, takes a dink. HE will not be there to throw, so he'll be safe from the high explosive and from the fire. Just one smoke left.
Still 2 on B, and a third actually coming shortly. Riki rotating around with his rifle. Gold's there, an unfortunate timing on that jump. Stand still now as Red Canids want more of an advantage before they head into the site. Phelps has grouped up with the team. It looks like it's going to be a B play unless they double back middle.
Yeah, they're going to have to commit here. 34 seconds. They'll have to go in. An aggressive play down ramp, too. It's going to lead to a couple of kills for Drop, presumably, here. They're not going to clear him out. He's going to get at least one. Riki will get Henny on the entry, but Lasers felled in the meantime. And crew are collapsing. So much damage done, but not enough success. Bomb plant coming in. And surely crew don't save. Surely they don't wave the white flag. They go for it. They do get one. He's so far back. Honda's having to do this all on his own, and Riki just kind of let Honda do everything. Didn't commit to any bit of a retake. It was like, Honda, good luck, have fun, buddy. I'm just going to leave you stranded. No roadside assistance. Flat tire. And that's going to torpedo crew's map, essentially.
Yeah, Honda was trying to go find a gun. He found it, and he also found a duel, and that was when, like, okay, you should be going for this, but Riki had already cut ties with the round and didn't want to run back forward to give away the information. Awkward spot to be, and a difficult loss for them to swallow now as they're down 8 rounds and need to win 8 in a row to secure overtime. If they don't, the second best of one will be put to bed in the favor of Red Canids. Crew at least have a solid investment. They only went for the half buy in the round prior. That means they'll have rifles across the board and the op for Andrew. Red Canids aren't trifling with the op on their side either, sticking with the full AK aggressive investment.
Here it comes, aggressive push from Riki. Finds Phelps. Had a friend with him for a trade, but you need to win duels and not get trades right now for your crew. Reversive, another 8 rounds required in a row for crew to bring this to overtime. Sarah peeks in, gets one onto Laser. Continues his move down towards back cube through short. Couple of players to find, deals with one. Can't get the second. 2v3 is winnable, but a 1v3 not so much. Henny, it all to do in an open spot. One kill towards ramp. There's another one there. Knows where reversive is. Does not expect Honda creeping up, though. And so crew will survive to live another round. Took a lot of damage. And the money for the T side, more than enough to reinvest. We'll see if crew can replicate that 7 more times and take it to overtime.
It's a tall ask, but at least they got one.
It starts with one, Nate. To quote Linkin Park.
1 foot ahead of the other is the best way to put it. You can't win 8 in a row. That's too difficult to the mind. But one round after the next, it becomes far more easier a pill to swallow. Andrew again still has his op in play. Red Canids again not going for the op. Crew still showing us that classic aggression, this time towards middle. Laser as well, getting control of Jaguar, or at least vying for control of it. Red Canids are going for a straight play B instead. Crew are rotating around, but the site has pretty much fallen at this stage. They'll throw utility to delay the take in the bomb plant, but it won't stop Phelps from finding the opening onto Riggy. It won't stop Reversive from taking a boatload of damage. 5 versus 4. Smokes re-upped by Red Canids, or at least some of them are. Honda, 1. Venom Zera trade. Laser. Answers in kind as well. 3 versus 3. Oh no! Crew somehow steal away the advantage, and Drop finds himself in a 1 versus 3. First kill secured, but his position known makes it far more difficult. Tries to spread away the op, does so successfully, but Honda sticking the bomb. Very well played from him. That is the round won by Crew, as they steal it away in the 1 versus 1 situation. Honda as well hunting down Drop. No safe harbor for him. Crew, again by narrow margins, secure a second round in a row.
Drop unlucky there, Nate. He ran out of ammo. That's why he died. He needed one more shot, and he did not have it.
Economy from Red Canids is not good. They're going to go for the half buy. Crew might have bought themselves some breathing room.
A little bit of breathing room here. Still a long way to go. 2 of 8. 1/4 of the way there. Honda and Riggy a couple kills. Taking out the rifles as well. That's big. Shouldn't be too much trouble now for Crew to get a 7th on the board. Another one for Riggy. Venom Zera salvages an AK, but he has no armor. Smoke's going to go well past him. And he'll just walk past Honda. Doesn't expect him on the edge of the smoke. And the 7th now just about secured for Crew. I'm not going to say entirely secure because there is technically a very slight mathematical probability that Henny could win this round. Somewhere well below 1/100th of a percent, but it does exist. Maybe a little more now. He's blown it. He runs right by Riggy, not expecting him there. Easy peasy for Riggy. And Crew now within 5. They're getting closer, and Red are going in for a couple Galils here. They're going to go all in on this round and try and just stop it now. End it before it gets worse.
Wondering what was going on, because 2 players were neglecting to invest, but it is a full buy. You're right. They're getting impatient, Red Canids. This could bite them. 3 Galils, 2 AKs, a dream. Don't count Red Canids out. They had a very solid start, and they might have stumbled a little bit here, but they're looking to put it to bed. Trades out middle to start things off. Good damage onto Honda as well. Crew already giving up a lot of map control. Flashed in to Jaguar, yet Laser still gets the kill. Venom Zera finds Reversive back to even footing yet again. Duels in Red Room, 1 by Henny, 1 by Venom Zera. In fact, 2 kills from Venom Zera. It was a bit of a stumble from Red Canids, but they get across the line in the end. They do redeem themselves following that difficult first best of 1, and they do split the series on the evening.
Yeah, they do split the series. It wasn't an easy end for them. They made it more difficult than it probably should have been, but a much more confident map on Ancient for Red Canids, as you might expect. Crew did surprise me, though, and impress me on Nuke. They looked good. They looked a lot better than they did yesterday, and it was good to see, but they just could not bring that same sort of firepower, that same sort of moxie to the second map, to the second best of 1. But overall, if you're Crew, you have to be happy with splitting this 1-1.
Yes, you definitely do. Crew, again, we kind of counted them out as is, and then they came in with a stand-in, yet they still looked very solid on that first map. Surprisingly so, in spite of their slow start. They looked indomitable on their CT side, and I have to agree. I think even though they lost the second map in a rather one-sided affair, they can still hold their heads high. We saw some people who struggle individually really shine, and that is good things for Crew going towards the future.
Yeah, good things moving to the future. It is an older lineup, so that is also something to keep an eye on. It's got some older players on there. You have younger teams coming through the ranks, and we'll see how crew are able to adapt. If anything does change, we got our Kidia player to watch in Phelps. Let's see how he did to finish out the day. 87.17 ADR, 29.31, so a bit negative on the day for Phelps. But he did have a lot of kills overall. He had a couple of notable rounds, but I think the most notable really came from Drop and from Coldzera in my mind. Phelps just kind of chimed in with a kill here, a kill there, and just kind of stacked them up at the end.
Phelps was, like I said, coming into this one, he's the individual player. He's a lurk, but he's also trying to be a one-man army. He was out in the yard a lot on Nuke. He was almost always alone middle on Ancient when his team was going towards B. He's very much the player trying to make the play across the map so his team can rotate. And that kind of bears it out in its stats. He had a lot of damage, almost 90 ADR, but still overall went negative because more often than not, you fall in those kinds of situations. Regardless, he still did a pretty solid performance. Not the takeover that you can see from him from time to time, but still overall a solid performance from him.
Yeah, not too bad at all from Phelps. But overall on the day, I think it was a pretty underwhelming performance from Red Canids. They won't be too happy about it. But that's going to wrap it up for South American ESL Challenger League. But we're not done with ECL tonight, Nate. We've got North America coming up in just under an hour. So get yourselves some sustenance, folks. Some new glasses of hydration liquids, whatever your choice is. And we'll be back for some North American ECL in about 48 minutes, so stick around and stay tuned. We'll see you guys in just a little bit.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, face it.
I never back down, I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it, no problems. higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems.
We're not the only ones. 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 Days gone. I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back up.